RANtv, the really awesome network. Hello everyone, this is Heather from RANtv. The other day, Nick came across an article on Facebook about the 10 signs that you have found the one, and he discussed his take on the video and how he feels it relates to he and his husband. I'm here to do the same thing, but from the heterosexual point of view and in relation to my husband and I. If you haven't watched Nick's video yet, please do so after watching this one. So without any further ado, here is my take on the same article from the perspective of my heterosexual marriage. So I bet you're wondering what these 10 signs are, and if you take a look at your screen right now, I have them listed for you. Alright, so the first thing on this list is your partner is your best friend. And this is something that I completely agree with. My wonderful husband Chris is definitely my best friend. We can tell each other anything and be who we are together without fear that the other person is going to think of us differently. However, I do want to caution that when you're in a romantic relationship with someone, it's very important that you are not putting so much emphasis on your friendship that you're no longer in the romantic relationship. The second sign that they have given us here is that you can completely depend on each other. And this one is very important to me. Until my husband and I got together, most of my relationships were extremely one-sided. But in our relationship, we are both there for one another 100%. There is no 50-50 with us. If either of us needs something, we both know that the other one will be right there with no questions asked. Their third sign is your conversations are forever interesting. Now, after you've been together for a few years, you might find that you often talk about the same things over and over again, or end up telling the same stories over and over again. But if you really love each other, no matter how many times you hear the story, it's never going to get boring. In fact, you might even hear a detail that you didn't pick up before. The fourth item that they've given us in this list is you care immensely about each other's feelings. Now, I hate to say it, but if you don't care about the other person's feelings, you probably shouldn't be together. My husband and I care very deeply about each other's feelings and how we feel about different things and how they relate to us. Taking your spouse's feelings into consideration should be something you do no matter what. If you're doing something that you don't want them to know about or that you know would hurt them, you either shouldn't do it or leave the relationship. Number 5 is neither of you has a problem saying sorry. And this is something that I feel is very important in all relationships. And something that my husband and I have learned over the years is that it really does take two people to fight and argue. And although an argument now and then is healthy, when all is said and done, you both need to apologize. It doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong, as it takes two people to argue. So suck it up and say you're sorry for either your action or reaction to a situation or the other person. Number 6, you help each other achieve your goals. Now for me, this is something that I feel should really be number 1, because with my husband by my side, there isn't anything I can't do. I mean, have you ever turned to your spouse with some crazy idea like, I'm going to make voodoo dolls and sell them at a craft fair, or I'm going to write an entire album of industrial belly dance music, or I'm going to write a fictional book about witchcraft that includes real bits of paganism, or maybe I'm going to make seashells into candles. Well, not only have I said all of these things to my husband, but I have done them. And I couldn't do them without his love and support. My husband is amazingly creative and intelligent, and we work together on my dreams and goals and on his as well. Working together in all aspects of life as a team is what keeps us strong in all situations. For their 7th sign, they have said that marriage seems like just another step towards growing together. Now, I hate to use the word just in that because it's so much more than that. Now, although my husband and I have known each other and been friends since 4th grade, we didn't start dating until much later in life. However, from the moment of our first date, we knew that we were together like we should have always been together. And it was only a week or so later that we started talking about getting married. Growing together as a couple is our everyday life. Sign number 8 is you can laugh at each other. Now, I completely disagree with this one. To laugh together? Sure, but to laugh at each other? Absolutely not. I actually can't think of many things that would be more hurtful than to have your spouse laughing at you. Laughing together is healthy, laughing at one another is not, in my opinion. Number 9 on the list. You've seen each other go through hell. Okay, this one is painfully true for us. As we have known each other for nearly 30 years, we have seen each other go through some of the hardest things in life. Like many people, we both have our own moments and own stresses, but to know that you have someone there to hold you as you struggle through a hell that they can't directly help you with, there are no words to describe that. And as they say, if you can't handle someone at their worst, then you don't deserve them at their best. And last but not least, number 10. You are your true self with one another, no matter how weird. Now let me just say, if you can't be yourself, please just be with someone else because it's not worth it to be fake. How many times have you seen two people out on a date and she orders a side salad for dinner and does whatever she thinks she should rather than being who she really is? If you are the girl that would rather have the burger and guzzle a beer, then be that girl. Do that. Being fake just to try to impress someone isn't being you. And you want them to love you, right? Not this fake version of yourself? So shortly after my husband and I moved in together, he said the sweetest thing to me. He told me that he loves me in my sweatpants. To be more specific, I'd been feeling under the weather, and I was in sweats and a thermal shirt, and my messy hair was pulled back into an even messier bun. I couldn't help but smile. He was looking at me, the raw me, and was in love with who I am. We still dance together in our living room, we play World of Warcraft together, and we make silly music together, and unapologetically be ourselves. I think all in all, the article makes a lot of good points, but the point I want to make is that when you find true and pure love, you don't need a list to compare it to because you already know. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to RANtv, the really awesome network.